17, 25, 2/3 alive. I can still breathe enough of the time, enough to pretend like I'm alright.
Documenting your life on camera is a pretty strange but also really fun thing to do. The memories you make are different and you remember things more vividly. Logical, I guess. You can literally watch back on your life for hours. But the one thing often missing on camera are your inner struggles and feelings. And therefore I keep a logbook where I not only write down the logistics of our sails, but also how we felt during the sail and the little things that happened that often don't show up on camera. Riding while sailing is hard though, so hot days on anchor provide the perfect opportunity to sit down and write. Although those days are rare, and boat life is not as relaxing as the camera might make you believe.
Webster's dictionary defines quiet anchorage as...
Stop making fun of my voiceovers.
Just completed engine check. Looking outside. Quite the usual Ibiza look. We are in Cala Conte for the past few days and we just did the southwest side of Ibiza after we left Formentera. There's basically no wind because we're on the leeward side for now. That's where we need to be if we want to be in a good anchorage. But the downside is that there are no winds. Nothing ever reaches the west side of the island. So we just motored our bits up to Cala Conte. It's not too interesting. No sailing, just motoring around. That's why you haven't seen any videos. Today we're gonna go to San Antonio, to an anchorage right in front of town. We're gonna meet a friend there. We're gonna do some provisioning, try to find an anchorage that is not swelly or not that frequently visited by the super yachts.
Not very wobbly today.
I'll help you. It's because those create some swell in the anchorage. We are too small to be able to ignore it. Anyways.
Right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Then show me. Oh, that pizza smells killing me.
Let's leave.
Smells so good.
So Cala Conte is divided by a sandbar over there. It's about 60 centimeters deep, so only rips and jet skis pass through. But you can either anchor on the south side or on the northern side of it. And we decided we don't want to go around that bigger island over there and just dropped anchor. And it was a Biota fall.
After a year of sailing, we have developed a routine and a couple of tricks we apply every time we set off. Like, for example, coiling our line in eights so they cannot get tangled up and they are always ready to be released quickly. Being able to leave an anchorage and hoist the sails without having to think about every step and without the need for extensive communication gives us the headspace to pay more attention to our surroundings and react quicker to changing circumstances. If you would like us to make a video about the basics of sailing and reveal a couple of our tricks to you, then please drop us a comment down below.
So there are two islands next to Cala Conte. That's the first one, that's the first little rock. And that's the second one, that's a bit bigger. And there's a passage over there. It's about 4 meters deep. And on the sides it's maybe 1. So we need to find the middle and evade some rocks. But that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, it looks really shallow. It's time to go and look up. So the rip goes, but that means nothing. The catamaran goes, but that means nothing. That Mallorquin boat goes, that means nothing. But Oh, I can see the first sandy spots.
20. Navionics says a bit more there.
Yeah, that's true. Do it. Do what Navionics says. Yeah. Alright, I can see the bottom. You too. And the sandy patches come now. Looking good. Continue. That looks amazing, doesn't it? Wow. What? 5. Good. Yeah, we're almost through already. That looks nice. All good. Alright, we're through. Go this way. Go that way. Wow, guys. What an intense crossing. What an intense situation.
It was a bit freaky though.
How much did you go down?
3.6, which is really okay. You don't know, right?
No, you don't know.
Ooh, I'm catching some wind. For the first time in days. Whoop, whoop.
So Ibiza is kind of motor yacht central. It's where some of the biggest super yachts are and most of speedboats, because they all zigzag down to Formentera. They have a day sail and a mojito on the beach, and then in the evening they just head back. So they are used to speed and wake and party and power on the water, and we're kind of not used to that. So it's a bit of an adjustment.
They don't give a that if they go with 25 knots past the sailboat, 5 meters, that they create a wake and the sailboat absolutely loses all steerage.
We gotta say, sailing here is not so enjoyable as we thought it would be. It's mainly just motoring from bay to bay and trying to get out of the shipping lanes and the recreational powerboats. How does it look?
That's pretty good actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, we got the sandy spots, and I actually looked down this time to see if we stayed above this weed catch.
Yeah.
We didn't drag, so it seems good.
You sure? Oh, okay.
You thought we were dragging?
I thought we were dragging a bit, yeah.
Well, no, I was actually, it was hard to see, so I looked down. And this patch here stayed under us the whole time.
Okay.
So I think that seems alright. And it's just to go do groceries, right?
Yeah, it's only do groceries.
Yeah.
No trouble.
No trouble.
So we thought we were smart and anchored right next to this spot. So we have great access to the city, but apparently they removed the docks where you can tie up your dinghy and everything else is fenced off. So the proper way to go into town is go all the way around the inner bay, past the marina, and then tie up to the dinghy dock over there. That's also closer to Little, where we're gonna stock up again, but it's a bit far with our little engine that was just drenched in seawater. Let's hope it makes it all good.
So let's see if it still works at one time. So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done. Provisioning when living on a boat is not always easy. You have to get ashore, often walk far, you mostly buy more than you can carry, and then you have to drag everything back to the boat. Nonetheless, it is always a good feeling to put your feet on some solid ground for a bit and enjoy a new town. One of the things I love about the Met, though, is the availability of, well, things. Any things, really. So the good thing about sailing in the Mediterranean is that everywhere you go, there is somewhere close a little supermarket. I'm not German, but I do like the German supermarkets, and the cool thing is they are really everywhere in the Med by now. They are very cheap, so the food's very affordable. They have all the things we need, so it's always great to find a little and get all the groceries done and move on. For the non-Europeans amongst us who might not have encountered the phenomenon Lidl just yet. So you're going straight for the good stuff, huh? This German supermarket is slowly taking over the world. You just wait. Soon you'll find one in your town too. So how do you like our new system?
Yeah, I didn't expect that to work.
Works pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of handy.
Yeah. For like, what, 15 euros at Bauhaus? There you go. We could have made life so easy last year, huh? Last year, we did our fair share of dragging groceries and diesel, so this year we decided to become smarter and get ourselves one of those collapsible carts with wheels. It's pretty impressive how you can improve your quality of life. Oh! Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, should I? By wheeling instead of dragging heavy bags. My favorite flip-flop keeps breaking. So sad. Probably might need new ones.
Wow. It's a good dinghy, huh?
Yeah, it's very strong. Stronger than I thought, maybe. So we did 2 times loads of groceries, once in Valencia, and now actually we got quite a lot of stuff that also stays good for a long time. So hopefully the next weeks all we have to do is get some fresh veggies and that's it. Alrighty, let's do this. Some days, times and places are less about sailing than one wishes it would be. Organizing things to fulfill basic needs and keeping the boat tidy can be a day job. And at the moment, it feels like sailing is a scarcely given reward one should really cherish. But after dropping anchor in the quiet waters of... Why do I say waters?
Water?
But after dropping anchor in the quiet waters of San Antonio Bay, knowing we are safely dug into the shallow sands, we can finally relax a little bit.
All good.
It is such a relief knowing we don't have to worry about anything tonight. So with our bilges full of food and a sea without swell, I'll be asleep as soon as my head touches the pillow.
Hey!
Ow. Hey guys! The last time we did an intermission, it went really well and we got so much positive feedback that we decided to do another one.
Yeah.
And answer a couple more of your questions. Oh, we're getting some swell and the camera's moving, so don't worry, we're fine.
We're fine. It's not as bad as on the Balearics.
No, it's really good here actually.
Yeah, I know we talk about like the swell in the Balearics a lot, but you see 10 minutes every week, maybe 15 if she cuts nicely. But the swell, it's with us 24/7, and we have to tell someone.
Yeah. And right now we're in Gibraltar. Maybe you can even see the rock behind us, and this bay is so quiet. We're just able to stay here for a week, and it's not really anything happening. No matter how much wind you have here, no matter how big the waves are out there, here it's flat. It's amazing. It's a really good spot. Let's answer some questions.
A lot of people commented that we did a good job cleaning the engine, and then we messed up by just starting the engine out of the water. But this one is probably one of the 2% of outboard engines that's air cooled. It's incredibly loud because of that, but you can crank it out of the water. In this case, I kind of knew what I was doing.
But to be fair, many people noticed before we could answer, and they edited and said, "Oh right, it's air cooled."
Oh yeah. Oh,
okay.
Dodoi.
All right.
Next
so
question.
That was just a funny one. Yeah.
You read it.
All right. So
another question we got was.
We got a question about anchoring. He said, "I have noticed You have a delta type anchor. What is your setting success rate at first drop, and do you have to dive and push the anchor so it bites the bottom often?
Our setting success drop rate is about 90 to 95% with the delta.
I think it might be higher even.
I think it might be higher, but it mainly depends on where you drop. So we make sure that we're always on good lookout and find the sandy spot first. So when we have a sandy spot, it grabs.
No, we have been really happy with the delta, and we changed now. We have a different anchor, but we still have the delta as a backup, and we would never get rid of it because it is really good.
Anyways, we have a new one now. Izzy, the owner of Viking Anchors, got in touch with us and sent us a Viking anchor. We actually wanted to test that on the Balearics, but unfortunately it was stuck in Barcelona for about a month, and we really wanted to show you setting that Viking anchor in the sandy spots in Formentera so we could dive it and you can see it settle and set and all. But now we're here on the Spanish mainland, and we actually don't really anchor here except for this place.
Plus, the first place actually we anchored was Mar Menor.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is like the worst spot to anchor. You can't see anything. Like, it's so nasty there. So no, we couldn't make any nice shots there. But we'll do a video about that soon. But it's a really cool anchor. It's a bit lighter than the one we had, but because of the design, it doesn't need to be that heavy, and it has this big, what's it called? The roll bar. Yeah. The few times we used it, it was really good.
Yeah, it feels like it grabs a bit quicker, so it gives me a bit of confidence actually.
We have a 58 meter 10 millimeter chain, and most boats our size have 8 millimeters.
True. Also, that's something to consider lengthwise, because a lot of people said, ooh, 50 meters is too little for the Mediterranean. We never had a problem with 50, and we recently found out we have 58.
Yep.
8 to 10 gives you like 20% more weight per meter. So it has the weight of a, let me calculate, 50 meter 10 millimeter chain would be probably.
I also had a very nice question from Nicola, if we ever had any like major problems or breakages during passages and how we dealt with that. We have to say, knock on wood, we've had really few problems
On passage.
on passage. I think the only big thing that ever happened to us in passage was when our battery isolator broke and our engine started feeding 16 volts into the starter battery and pulling volts from the domestic, because that was dropping to like 11.5 and our starter battery was starting to kind of blow up. And this was like an hour after we left.
The way we dealt with it was
Think, oh shit.
just go back slowly. You're not sinking, right? So the question was basically, how do you deal with stress at sea when something fails? And I believe that as long as you're not sinking, there's no reason to rush stuff.
I think the worst thing that can happen is fire or water coming in, and as long as that is not happening,
There's no reason to freak, honestly.
yeah, I still do, but you could mostly just take a step back, think for a second, and then fix it. I don't know. We don't really have good advice there, because fortunately for us, we had very few bad things happen to us. Could you please give me info as well concerning Wi-Fi? For example, for your channel, did you have to rely on coffee shops, or are there more options? I think in Greece we sometimes did rely on coffee shops, or like Wi-Fi that we could get in a bar or something. But this year we decided to just get a SIM card, and I think we pay like 50 euros a month, and we have the 80 gigabytes of internet. And if you look well here in the Med, especially Italy was insanely cheap, and that's just the easiest way to do it here. And
Exactly. So just get a 4G SIM card and a 4G Huawei router, like mobile router, it's like 50 to 80 bucks. And you pick up signal because you're always in a bay next to a town. You're not really remotely cruising. This is not the Pacific. So it's a day sail or maybe an overnight, but then you're back in a marina or hopefully in Anchorage. So then you have signal. The second way to get your internet is getting a Wi-Fi extender. We also have that on board, but we actually didn't install it yet. We would want to pick up public Wi-Fi's, but because they're not really good, or they require a login from the hotel that you pick it up from, we don't really use it that much. Alan Onderdonk writes, best voiceover ever, nice and beefy. He means the quality of the voiceover, not the content. What kind of mic do you use, and do you run it through compression? We use the Rode Video Mic Pro that we also use on the camera itself. We just put it in the headphone jack of the MacBook and it gets recognized with the right cable as a microphone. Then we feed it through an equalizer, a noise gate that takes out all of the noise, like the white noise in the bottom, and then we feed it through a compression, yes, so that everything that's a bit quieter gets a bit bumped up in volume, and if I yell at you, then it just clips the top, so everything is the same loudness.
So another question we get a lot is, what is our plan? And that is a very good question.
We asked ourselves that question a lot, and to make a long story short, we're in Gibraltar, and you either go to the Canaries or to Portugal from here.
Or well, north.
Or north. But that's not what we do. We get the boat ready for blue water and we're gonna go to the Canaries soon. And from there we probably, very likely, will go to Cape Verde and then the Caribbean, but it all depends on COVID. So if that doesn't work out, we're gonna winter in the Canaries and then probably go back. But we want to be ready and we want to make the boat ready, so that's going to be an exciting video.
If it doesn't work out, then the boat is blue water ready and we can go anytime we want without having to do major preparations, so that's why we're doing it now. Yeah, so Canaries for now, and that might either be the end and then we come back to the Med, or we continue.
This is where we sell the boat.
So maybe you can tell us what you would like to see, because we know that a lot of people follow us actually because they like the Mediterranean and they want to see more of that place.
I thought they follow us because they like me.
Oh, you. So if you want to see more of the Med, then let us know. If you want to see us cross the ocean, then let us know. But if you want to have the booklet, or you want to have some stickers or merchandise, then go to the store. This will also help us pay for all the expensive stuff, and we also will be making a video soon about everything we did to, or are doing, to prepare the boat for offshore cruising and how much it costs, because yeah, it's a lot more than you think and it always becomes more and more.
We are ready.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Hope you liked it.
Cheers.
And, see you next week. Doei!
Au revoir.